when they won their third straight NEC title. He's now in his third year as the head man for LIU Brooklyn.
Both these teams like to play fast. LIU is going to have to be a little bit more deliberate because of their lack of depth. Certainly they're aware of St. John's speed and their ability to get out in transition and kind of blow the game away with their speed.
So here we go. Queens against Brooklyn, St. John's against LIU. The Red Storm in red, the Blackbirds all in white for this one.
St. John's in their motion offense, a lot of ball screens, trying to move the ball side to side, and then start with their inside play of Obekpa, get him established, play inside out. LIU, on the other hand, is going to start out in man-to-man. They're going to switch everything 1 through 4, which is basically all the perimeter guards.
They're checking on an issue with the clock here before we get started. And now we resume. Rashid Jordan, the sophomore point guard from Philadelphia. Phil Green with the jumper. He knocks down a two-pointer to start things off.
And they start with the screen and roll, and this time Phil Green with the mid-range game. Nice little pull-up.
Now these are two Icelandic guards in the backcourt for LIU Brooklyn. They're both freshmen, both with great experience internationally and in club ball in Iceland. As that one's deflected out of bounds, it'll stay with LIU.
Well, they want to drive and kick LIU. They have quick guards. And Coach Perry wants them to look for their shot as we see Phil Green so good at that mid-range, very good at stopping on the dime, using that space dribble to elevate.
This is Elvar Fredrickson. He's the point guard of the duo. And it's a push against Rashid Jordan defending.
You know, St. John's is going to try to pressure the ball without fouling. That's one of the points of emphasis for Coach Lavin and his perimeter players especially. They don't want to get too anxious. Be disciplined, help D, and rotate.
This is Martin Hermansen, the other Icelandic guard. Misses his first collegiate shot. Jordan rebounds. Harrison puts up a three. And after a battle, Obekpa comes up with the rebound. Landon Atterbury grabbed that rebound for LIU. That's going to be a goaltending call against Obekpa. 2 points for Nura Zana.
Zana did a good job of running the floor. Nice bounce pass to lead Zana. Fredrickson looking up the court. Good heads-up play by the point guard.
Those are two guys, they played together for Nigerian youth national teams. Zana, a redshirt freshman, coming back from a wrist injury that caused him to sit out last year. They're going to go toe-to-toe all night. Rashid Jordan, soft touch on the jumper.
And he likes that mid-range pull-up. That was a set run for Jordan to post. He picked it up a little bit outside of the box, but came off a cross screen with good balance.
This is Gerrell Martin. Now LIU will reset.
And this is what I mean by LIU. They're not looking to take any quick shots. They want to make St. John's work defensively.
Atterbury was too strong with the three-pointer. And Gerrell Martin couldn't get that one to bounce. St. John's again looking for Harrison early. Sir Dominic Pointer. Jordan finds Obekpa cutting to the basket, but his shot wouldn't drop.
That was a good look by Jordan. And Obekpa did the right thing by cutting. Just comes up a little short on the chippy.
This is Fredrickson. Hermansen gonna drive. Kicks out to Martin. He knocks it down.
And that's their game, drive and kick. Lavin not happy with the rotation. This is similar to the start they had in the first half of Franklin Pierce. No contest to Martin, which is a horrible move because you have to contest. He's one of the best three-point shooters St. John's will face this season. We'll see the drive and kick. He draws the, good penetration, draws the defense in, and Harrison is ball watching instead of getting out of hand and putting a hand high and closing out.
In the first half on Monday, Ryan Vilmont from Franklin Pierce lit St. John's up for 21 points, including 5 threes. Martin is the same type of player, great three-point shooter, dropped 31 last year against Central Connecticut State. You'd think they would have learned from Monday night.
Well, I can guarantee Coach Lavin is talking about that right now in the huddle. And, looking at Coach Perry and his guys for LIU, they're going to continue to be aggressive. He wants them to take shots when they're open. But again, St. John's, they have to rotate, they have to communicate. And you can tell Coach Lavin wasn't happy because he sits D'Angelo Harrison down for not rotating on that defensive play and puts Branch in. I'm sorry, Rasheed Jordan.
Jamal Branch brings the ball up. He had 6 assists on Monday. And rebound grabbed by Gerrell Martin. Atterbury's jumper again strong. But the putback good right away from Joel Hernandez.
Hernandez is a scrappy offensive rebounder. Good knack for the basketball. Nice follow-up.
Tough shot, and D'Angelo Harrison hits it for his first 2 of the game.
That was a nice pull-up. He stopped on a dime off that dribble to create space as he elevated.
7-6 Blackbirds early. Fredrickson puts it on the floor this time, now drops for Atterbury. Again, too strong with the jumper. And St. John's able to rebound. Phil Green, again, that quick stop, hits the pull-up.
He's in a good rhythm. He really likes that pull-up off the bounce. Deceptive with his speed, and it looked like the defense didn't know if he was going to drive or pull up for a jumper.
Hermanson drives again, is blocked by Sir Dominic Pointer, and Harrison able to track it down in the corner. Blocking foul called. It was a bit of a late call, but Chris Obekpa gets the call driving the lane, and that'll take us to our first timeout. It's been back and forth, but in the Battle of the Boroughs, so far, Red Storm 8, Blackbirds 7. You right in this one. 8-7 St. John's as we come back, and Chris Obekpa at the free throw line, where he seems to have improved noticeably from last year. He was around the 50% mark, better early this season.
Well, he's worked on his mechanics, with Rico Hines, the assistant coach, and Tony Childs. He did a lot of work on his mechanics in terms of getting his follow through more consistent and getting a little bit more arch on his shot to give it a little bit more chance to go down.
Christian Jones takes Obekpa's place after he sinks both free throws. It's a 3-point St. John's lead.
This is one of their sets, LIU, a high double ball screen to hopefully create some space for Fredrickson to get in the gaps and drive and kick.
Seven on the shot clock as Hermanson drives. And Hernandez realizes it and gets the shot away, but not a good one. St. John's moved it quickly, and Green stepped on the baseline. It'll be LIU ball.
It was a good job by Fredrickson cutting off the baseline. Phil Green went too deep in no man's land, tried to turn back, but lost his footing.
And he comes out replaced by Felix Balamu. First time we've seen him in the first half of a game this year. Hermanson, nice dish, and it's laid up and in by Zana.
It starts with the penetration. Hermanson draws 2 defenders. Nice no-look dish for the easy one.
He was player of the year in Iceland last year, averaged more than 4 assists a game, more than 18 points a game. Christian Jones. His pass was deflected, but Harrison has it. Jamal Branch, showy move, and he scoops it up and in.
He really likes to use his offhand. He's not a lefty, but he's comfortable driving to his left. Nice inside-out change of direction for the finish.
Fredrickson pushes it up the floor. And again, laid up and in by Zana.
Zana's probably their most physical post player. You can see LIU a lot more aggressive attacking the rim when Chris Obekpa, the big man for St. John's, is out of the game.
Zana with 6 early, just 2 of those against Obekpa. Branch with the no-look feed, but Balamu traveled underneath the basket. And St. John's goes for a bit of height with both Pointer and Obekpa coming back in.
And when Obekpa's in the lineup, this is a different team defensively, John, as we know, and they're able to get out and pressure with the knowledge that their goalie / anchor is back down low protecting the rim.
But let's be honest, they're going to have to play minutes without him this year. They're going to have to learn to defend when Obekpa's not on the floor.
That's right, and that's a concern. They have to be able to adjust.
It's a first NCAA 3 for Elvar Fredrickson. And LIU retakes the lead at 14-12. Harrison called for a push-off. He disagrees, as you might expect, but it still turns over.
That could have went either way, but they called the push-off because Harrison extended his arm, his left arm.
Phil Green back in the game. Appearance number 100 of his St. John's career. Sir Dominic Pointer reaching that milestone as well tonight. Part of this senior class that means so much to Steve Lavin, and they really want to finish their St. John's time in the NCAA tournament. Obekpa with 1 block underneath, and Phil Green comes away with the steal. Balamu and Obekpa both had chances, couldn't get it to go.
Well, that's the second or third time St. John's has gotten to the rim and not been able to finish.
And Gerrell Martin hits that 3, 17-12, LIU early.
Martin's a shooter. Whenever he gets space, he's looking to knock it down. You got to get up on him and make him a driver.
Third three-pointer for LIU already. And the Blackbirds are called for a bad screen here against Zana.
Again, Martin with the trail spot on the secondary break. No one gets out and contests.
Here, better than 44% from three-point range. And it was a foul on St. John's before that break, so LIU Brooklyn up 5 with the ball here.
This is a way for LIU to kind of get some motion offense, get their guards moving.
Sir Dominic Pointer with a big block on Atterbury. And a reach whistled against Iverson Fleming.
We see a great block, a great recovery block by Don Pointer, who is one of probably the second best shot blocker on this team after Obekpa.
Pointer slashing his way to the hoop and puts it in.
Well, that's his game. You know, he doesn't settle for the jump shot. Nice little jab step to get into the gaps and finish.
Fredrickson created a little bit of space, but kicked it too early. Hermanson with the drive gets the bounce.
Hermanson's deceptive with the speed, not jet quick, but very crafty. Has good size and good body control around the basket.
Hermanson and Fredrickson, both freshmen. from Iceland, about 4.5-hour flight from New York. Their first collegiate game is off to a good start, but D'Angelo Harrison has been doing this for a while, and he sinks another three. Trevin Woods missed his three-point effort. And the foul going to be called on the floor against Martin Hermanson here.
Well, we've seen St. John's a number of times over the last couple games use the advanced pass to ignite their fast break instead of dribbling. It's more effective, and it gives guys a chance to get some speed and some momentum as they attack the rim.
So again, that foul on the floor, it'll be a chance for St. John's to inbound underneath the basket. Three from the inbounds play, wouldn't fall. LIU looking to run.
Blackbird's doing a good job of using the shot clock, not taking any quick shots, trying to make St. John's work defensively.
Hermanson going to put that one up, can't get it to go. And Obekpa grabs the rebound. Again, St. John's looking to move it quickly. Phil Green. That one was short, and Harrison with the mental error. That was going out off of LIU. Tried to pull it in, and gives it back to the Blackbirds.
Phil slicing into the gap, and I think Harrison didn't realize that was already off a Blackbird player.
Jamil Hood, freshman from Albany, in the game for LIU. This is Hood. Zana gonna dribble on Obekpa, and Obekpa forced him to change his shot.
I think he may have even gotten a piece of that. Great rejection by Obekpa.
Pointer thought about the three. Instead, keeps it moving. Nice steal athletically by Joel Hernandez for LIU. Did really well to keep that possession. At the other end, Zana taps it out of bounds after he jumped up, Tariq, right between two St. John's defenders.
Yeah, you know, St. John's just kind of scrambling to recover and get a contest, but nobody puts a body on Zana, who's their best, most physical rebounder for LIU. Got to get a body on him and check a body is so important, especially off a long miss. A lot of times guards can come in and get those offensive rebounds.
You saw Rashid Jordan, Gerrell Martin back in the respective backcourts for St. John's and LIU respectively. Tough shot again from D'Angelo Harrison.
Well, that was good, a good blow-by dribble, and you know, he put the guard on his back. I believe that was Fleming who tried to recover too late with the pull-up.
7 points for Harrison so far for St. John's, 19-19. But Nurazana right back at it. He's got 8, and he gives LIU the lead.
And again, he continues to do work around the paint when Obekpa's out of the game.
I think they may have watched Monday night, Tariq.
I'm sure they did.
Jordan got it in the corner to Phil Green, too strong. Harrison again wanted the push, didn't get it. Joel Hernandez tried to get it down low. Good defense by Pointer. And Iverson Fleming knocked the ball away and got the foul call for LIU. The Blackbirds hanging around, leading it by 2 as we take this timeout. For St. John's, though, D'Angelo Harrison finding his way into the... And just like on Monday night, a slow start for St. John's, Tariq.
Well, there's a few things that stand out. One, they have to take better care of the basketball. 6 turnovers, a couple of those unforced. It just makes it hard for you to get in the rhythm offensively. And even though they're shooting a good percentage at 47%, they've had a few empty possessions that has affected their defense when they're not getting out of contesting and giving up offensive rebounds.
Both Chris Obekpa and Sir Dominic Pointer, St. John's big men, in the game at the moment. Zana looking for some help after picking up his dribble. Gets it to Martin.
Rashid needs to be careful. He doesn't pick up that third foul.
That's another block by Obekpa. 5 on the game for St. John's. 3 for the big man. And that's going to be a blocking foul. And we'll wait and see if they count the basket. He's saying no basket.
Well, you see the speed and the push. Off the miss, the rebound and the push by Jordan, who's probably the fastest guy on the court at 6'4". Loves that Euro step to avoid the contact. That was kind of dicey with 2 fouls. I'm not sure if I would have made that play. He's lucky he didn't get called for his third. St. John's with not great spacing right now. They need to kind of get more space so there's gaps and angles to drive. Work that screen and roll action and kind of move the ball from side to side.
No good on the shot from the corner by Miles Stewart. Harrison gets a chance from 3. And a Pointer with a heck of a play to stuff it home.
That was nasty. He came out of nowhere. Outside the lane he came from the weak side with the follow-up.
And Miles Stewart, the walk-on freshman, grabbed a rebound, but then lost the ball. But let's go back. I mean, from Sir Dominic Pointer, this is big time.
This is Dom Pointer at his best, attacking the rim with ferocity. Nobody puts a body on him. Pointer has a knack for attacking the glass from the weak side.
Fredrickson, long 3, rattles in and out, and Branch grabs the rebound. Look at the patience by Jamal Branch before he lays that one in.
Well, he paused and froze the defense, and when he froze him, he had a wide open angle to use that left hand again.
St. John's with the lead, 23-21. Atterbury, another long-range jumper, and he still can't get it. Atterbury's 0 for 6 tonight from the field. At the other end, Zana a little late, trying to stay with Chris Obekpa down the floor.
Jamal Branch doing a good job of controlling the tempo off the bench. He's a pure point guard, likes to get his teammates involved, and likes to push the ball.
And he doesn't
get his teammates involved.
He doesn't seem bothered by this 6-man role coming off the bench. He seems to thrive on it at times.
No, I mean, his goal is to get to the tournament. Whatever role he can help is what he's committed to. And, you know, he's a guy who is all about winning, and obviously whether he starts or comes off the bench, he's certainly going to play.
So St. John's with a 2-point lead here. On the LIU side, Tariq, again, we told you, rebuilding team. Yeah. First game, freshman after freshman after freshman. How impressed are you with this start? And what has stood out?
Very impressed. And, you know, whenever you come in with a brand new team, as Coach Perry is, there's a lot of uncertainty. This is not only a brand new team, but this is their first game. And they lost a great guard last year in Jason Brickman, who led the nation in assists back-to-back years. And when you have to replace your floor general, that in itself is basically a makeover for the next year's team. So certainly they're off to a good start, and Coach Perry has to be encouraged by what he sees tonight.
After tonight, LIU has almost a week off. Then they'll play at St. Joe's, also in the NIT season tip-off. And then they'll get Stony Brook at Madison Square Garden on Thanksgiving.
Obekpa posting up strong, demanding the ball, but LIU doing a good job of fronting him.
LIU unable to go inside at the moment. They go cross court to Hernandez. Martin first to the rebound. They go, Bekpa got a piece of it again.
He's a disruptor down low, and his length has always got to be a factor.
You could see they tried to pull him out before they drove the lane, but he recovered by the time Martin picked up the rebound. Atterbury finally gets one to go.
Well, good decision.
Ties it up again.
You know, his jump shot wasn't working, so he does the next best thing, and that's attack the rim and finish.
Branch with the no-look pass. I'm not sure Stewart was ready for it. And now it'll be another foul against LIU. That's the 6th against the Blackbirds. It'll send us to a break, but we have a ball game in the Battle of the Boroughs, all tied up between St. John's and LIU.
Big Eastern shot blocks the last couple years.
You see the block totals, all St. John's inside. Zana has had some success going inside as this 3 goes down from Miles Stewart, the walk-on from LA, his first collegiate bucket.
He certainly doesn't play like a walk-on. He's a big-time shooter from LA, went to Westchester High School, has good size and good length.
Pointer with a steal. This is going to be fun. Peace.
It's a great job by Dom. Quick hands, anticipation, and he's off to the races.
Quick 5-point burst by the Red Storm. This is their largest lead. And Branch going to be called for being a little too physical on the perimeter.
Here's Don Pointer with the quick hands. He kind of surprised Fredrickson when he jumped out on him. And it's showtime.
How will LIU respond? Hermanson going to drive, and he got bumped on the way through. And the call goes against Miles Stewart.
You know, Hermanson has done a good job of attacking the rim and getting to the paint off the dribble. He has good size, and as you said earlier, from Iceland, played on the national team. Coach Perry is very high on him in terms of his ability to turn the corner, get into the gaps, make plays for his teammates. More of a combo guard, not a pure point guard, but very good player.
Sinks both free throws to make it a 3-point game. Branch, we saw that the other night too when he got caught of 2 minds, almost traveled. That was Hernandez getting in the passing lane again for LIU.
I'm impressed with LIU's defense. They've been solid defensively. They made St. John's work for everything and done a pretty good job of keeping them out of transition, making them a half-court team. Shot clock winding down. Look for a high ball screen.
This is all Harrison right here. Throws it to Branch at the last second. He didn't get the shot off. And it's a shot clock violation. That's a big play at this time of the game for LIU.
And that's a great job of rotating and trapping D'Angelo off the ball screen. You know, D'Angelo took about 3 seconds to figure out where to go to with the ball because he didn't want to turn it over. Good team defense by the Blackbirds.
3-point St. John's lead, just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. That one was tipped into the backcourt, recovered by Hermanson. Gerrell Martin drives, dishes. Zana was nowhere near the target. Sorry, now it comes to Martin. And the officials will call time. That had been Hernandez on the drive. The ball should stay with LIU when we restart. Didn't see what the issue was. Might have been the shot clock.
I think it was a shot clock.
I think the shot clock reset when the ball hadn't hit the rim, so they'll go back.
Austin Marquette. So, you know, this is the beginning of the season, and obviously there's a lot of excitement as we get ready for, you know, the next couple weeks going into Thanksgiving.
So the shot clock back to its original number. It's under 10 now for LIU. Hermanson trying to create. It's picked off by Pointer. Here he goes again.
He's a finisher. I mean, he's all over the rim, but it starts in the defensive end, playing in position, not gambling, but getting a hand in the passing lane, using his length to get that steal.
Can LIU keep its composure down the stretch in this first half? Pointer with another big block. Wants to run the floor. He gets fouled by Fleming. Sir Dominic Pointer leading the Red Storm charge.
Well, he's starting to turn this game around with his defensive pressure and his active hands. You know, he's an anticipator, and he's a guy who is very good at blocking shots, but he's also very good at getting deflections, getting his hands on balls. You see the defense rotate. And again, Dom Pointer from the weak side comes from behind. He's only 6'6", but he has at least a 6'9" wingspan.
Here's a look back at his last throwdown as he gets a chance to shoot some free throws here. He's got 9 points now after hitting the first.
You know, Dom Pointer is one of the most selfless guys on this team. He doesn't care if he scores 1 point or 10 points. He's a guy that just wants to win, does all the little things, and as a senior, he's certainly committed and has that sense of urgency to do whatever he can personally as a leader to get this team to the tournament.
Well, he's got 10 points now, and from a 5-point deficit, St. John's is up 7 here in the final minute of the first half.
LIU likes his dribble weave out on the top of the key to work some shot clock. And they look to attack with about 12 seconds.
Martin forces it high off the glass. Atterbury fighting for the rebound. And now some pushing and shoving underneath. Didn't see what started it. Atterbury was alone against about 3 players.
It was a scramble on the floor for the loose ball, and possession of the ball was the issue, you know, and sometimes tempers flare. You know, it's an intense game, and LIU is right down the street in Brooklyn. St. John's here in Jamaica, Queens. These guys know each other. They see each other in the summer. And they just jumped on us. Charles Jones, who's a local guy from Brooklyn, went off, and they just played with confidence, and it went down to the wire. And it stuck with me for a while.
No additional fouls called on the play, so Atterbury at the line. He's not a great free throw shooter historically, but he sinks the first. Yeah, after that game, St. John's didn't play LIU for 10 years.
Well, you know, after that, St. John's needed a break, had to regroup.
You need 10 years to regroup?
I'm not involved in the schedule.
I'm just teasing. Atterbury sinks 1 out of 2, 6-point game. Miles Stewart in there for St. John's as a 3-point option as the Red Storm look for the last shot of the first half.
Well, you want the ball in D'Angelo Harrison's hands as your first option.
They give it back to him with 12 and counting on the clock. Harrison high off the glass. It's tipped. No good. And Hermanson just throws it up, didn't get a foul call, and that'll do it on a very entertaining first half. LIU jumped out to a 5-point lead. St. John's rallies and closes the half strong. They lead at 30.